Love is sounding a clarion call. October 24, 2013. Humanity has reached the end of the illusory road that it has been following seemingly aimlessly for eons, but what awaits you is not the abyss. It is as though you have reached your exit on the freeway, interstate, motorway, highway, so many words indicating the same thing, and yet when you really need words to describe spiritual aspects of life you have so few. You have come to the end of the congestion and roadworks and are about to enter a new and magnificent scenic throughway. A new and astounding route leading to the most beautiful vistas and scenery, which you know exists because those who have gone before you have sent channeled messages telling you so, lies before you enticing you onwards. You are ready, you have been hoping and praying for this moment, counting the miles to this junction, and suddenly it is upon you, clearly visible and most welcoming. It is the way forward into the new age that you have in fact already entered, but now its beauty, its perfection is bursting into your awareness as all that has been limiting or restricting you, entangling you in worry and anxiety falls away. Love, the life force flowing from our source, is sounding a clarion call that is awakening within you the utter certainty of your divine heritage, the realization, the knowing that God and you are eternally one. And in that knowing there is no room for doubt in either his existence or in his unutterable love for all sentient life, and all of his divine creation, of which you are inseparable parts with complete freedom to explore, to develop, to create and thus add to the glory that is God. Without you he would be incomplete, and that is impossible, and so you know that you are inseparable from him and that your doubts and fears have been but a dream, sometimes indeed a terrifying nightmare, but nevertheless unreal. The small egoic you that has been your ongoing sense of self will dissolve and be reintegrated into the real you that God in his wisdom and love created for all eternity. There is no turning back, and not the slightest desire to do so. Quite unlike life in the illusion when doubts about steps you had taken, activities in which you had engaged suddenly proved to have been warnings that you should have honored, but did not, leading you into situations threatening your health, your safety, and even endangering your life. That unreal and often terrifying nightmare is over, defeated, and it will never again return to haunt you. Life is joy-filled, always, and you are on the verge of rediscovering the truth of that. You have spent far too long immersed and steeped in the illusion, playing games that have caused many of you endless pain and suffering. It is time to let go of the unreal and awaken. That is hard because you have far too successfully convinced yourselves that human existence on planet Earth is the only reality. You identify very strongly with your bodies, and as they age, weaken, and get ill, they demand ever more of your attention, as you desperately try to avoid death. Many of you will do anything to circumvent that inevitable event. Many of the treatments the mainstream health industries promote and encourage for those who are extremely ill effectively trap a soul in a body that no longer serves it. There is a time to lay down your bodies, it is marked quite clearly on your life path, and to deny it and stay embodied only causes added suffering to those whose time has come and to their loved ones who are attempting to help and comfort them. You all embodied, and not for the first time, to enter the illusion for further lessons that you had chosen to learn. Laying down your bodies is like going on vacation, or being released from imprisonment. It is a moment in which you return to joy. Of course many you leave behind will miss you, and suffer the pain of that loss. But that is because your whole outlook on life and death has become horribly distorted, confused, and misinformed. Read the channeled material available to you on this subject assiduously, feel the love with which it is offered, and know once more that death is not to be feared. Nor of course should you attempt to rush into death. Birth, life, and death are all lessons that you enter the illusion to experience. They are very important parts of your individual life paths, most carefully planned in detail and with great wisdom before you incarnated. Then you lost your memories. But that was also planned, and so your egos developed, and your conviction in the reality of the illusion grew and strengthened. You are on Earth to find yourselves in spite of the distractions and disruptions that almost constantly engage your attention. You knew that when you made the choice to incarnate, and at the depths of your being you know that now and have no doubts. To spend time quietly every day relaxing in your own private inner space is essential to your well-being and to your spiritual evolution. I have told you this numerous times, and I cannot sufficiently stress how important it is. And now, in the age of instant communication, instant messaging, constantly on radios and television, it is even more essential. Humanity has developed incredible abilities to be distracted from the purpose of life, while claiming to be seeking it. You know this, and those of you who recognize it, and there are many, even though you often seem to be alone, unable to find anyone who has an interest in the spiritual life and with whom you can communicate meaningfully, do spend time meditating, praying, and seeking inner guidance from your source directly, or through your angels, guides, ascended masters, mystics, and angels. And you gain enormously by doing so, not just for yourselves, but for the whole of humanity. Being quiet in your inner space, receiving guidance, assistance, and love automatically spreads those benefits to all of humanity. One of the reasons that so many are now consciously following an enlightened spiritual path is because of the eternal spiritual energies that have been flowing constantly into the souls of all who are physically embodied. For eons most were unaware of these energies. There were only a few way-showers of great wisdom who kept returning to hold and intensify them to ensure that you did not get irretrievably lost. And in the last 100 years or so, these energies of love and compassion have swelled and intensified, leading to an explosion in the numbers on the planet seeking, with powerful spiritual intent, for life's meaning. And it is those who, by their actions and intentions, are changing not only their own attitudes and behaviors, but are also bringing about similar changes in the human collective. Humanity's awakening from the illusion has been planned since time immemorial, and that awakening is extremely close now. Although the illusion has seemingly kept you separated from your source for eons, it has also provided necessary learning experiences. As with all learning, there is a long, slow beginning when everything seems strange, unconnected, and then slowly the separated strands come together, forming a beautiful tapestry that amazes and enchants, something that could not be foreseen just by studying the individual threads in advance. That time is now. The amazing tapestry that you have collectively been creating is now complete and about to be unveiled for the delight of all who have been lovingly engaged in bringing it into the light. Your loving brother, Jesus. Channeled by John Smallman. johnsmallman2.wordpress.com